Your emotional vocabulary is building your mental reality.
There are some words that you use every single day that keep you small.
You have to start watching your language.
Rise and shine!
It's espresso time!
Hey, it's Evan Carmichael, and I am not a morning person. I'm not. But when you start your day with a routine that inspires you consistently, like watch one of these videos, it will change your life. So let's start your day off right together. Grab your coffee, know that I believe in you, and get ready for a shot of espresso from Jay Shetty.
I wake up every morning. Espresso keep me going. I wake up every morning.
I really believe that everything we say, that beautiful thought from Gandhi where he said that when what you think, what you say, and what you do are in line, then you'll experience harmony. And I've really taken that to heart, and it's this powerful spiritual principle, and it really means a lot to me.
What you think, what you say,
and what you do are aligned. And so for me, any form of language, any form of your emotional vocabulary is building your mental reality. And I think people forget that their vocabulary is defining their life. You are creating your life on a daily basis by the words you use. So for me, and I'm not saying that I feel that way about everyone else. I'm saying that's how I feel about that word. Someone may say, oh, when I say a swear word, it makes me laugh. For me, it doesn't. That I would only swear when I felt bad. I felt something negative towards something. So for me, that had negative emotions, negative connotations, and negative intention attached to it. So I wanted to remove anything from my vocabulary that I felt was negative. So even as simple as, and I've done this very recently, but it's changed my life, instead of me saying I'm busy or it's been a busy week, I say I'm having a productive week. And I feel different when I go to bed, just by that simple change. I go to bed thinking, yeah, I've had a really productive day today, rather than going, God, I had a busy day today. Like I don't want to wake up tomorrow. I'm going to have a busy day tomorrow. And so that simple emotional vocabulary change has just catapulted my mind into feeling excited and enthusiastic all the time.
There are some words that you use every single day that keep you small. Every day, there are words that are repeating in your head, in the story that you are telling yourself, and the reasons why you can't do the things that you want to do, the reasons why your dreams are being put on hold right now that are buried deep in your subconscious for a lot of people. And there are words that are causing this to happen. And until you identify them and take corrective action to say, I am no longer willing to say this about myself, then your dreams stay small. Your dreams stay unrealized. And we want to change that in this video. I was recently on an interview with Matthew McConaughey. I had him on my main channel. I was super nervous to have him on, really scared to do the interview because I didn't know that much about him besides being an actor. And I was worried about not bringing value to him, to you. And it ended up being a great interview. And there was one thing that he said that really stuck out, which was the word can't. In his household, him growing up, his family, can't, the word can't was a dirtier word than a swear word. So if you look at what most parents would punish, think about your own experience growing up. If you said the F word or you said, you know, whatever other word, your parents would probably get upset and say, don't swear. But in his family, saying the word can't, I can't do that, would spark a much worse reaction than saying any of the other swear words. And I really like that. I think that's a super healthy mindset. I think of me growing up and my parents would always tell me that I'm Evan Carmichael, I can do anything that I believe that I can. And I don't know how many times they told me that growing up, but as a 40-year-old man, I still remember the message. So it stuck. And Matthew turning, 50, it still stuck for him that can't is a dirty word. And then he still teaches his kids now that can't is a dirty word. So the power of that is identifying what I call a trigger. These are trigger words for you. And what I want them to do is, instead of having it keep you small, is to use them as a play bigger trigger. To use those words that you tell yourself, instead of it being a reason for you to stop, making it the ignition for you to go forward, to ignite yourself to a more powerful future, to a more courageous, more bold, more inspiring future path for you. And the way to do it is to identify What are the words? So this is how we play bigger triggers. What are the words that you say to yourself when you're at your worst? When you've got an idea, you can try this exercise. Think about an idea that you've got, a big goal you've got, the mission that you're on, something that you want to do. And then try to find something specific inside that. You know, if I want to solve the world's biggest problem, right? People don't believe in themselves enough. Great, that's the mission. But then inside, what's something specific? So inside for you, what's a specific thing that you have been dreaming about, have been thinking about, have been saying that you're going to do, but you haven't done? And we've all got some version of that, right? What have you been putting off? What have you not been taking action on, or any kind of consistent action on, because there's a lack of belief somewhere? Find that idea. And then inside of that, what are the words that you're using to yourself to talk you down from doing that big idea? Is it can't? I can't do this? For me, it's scary, difficult, hard. Talked about that a lot on this channel, but scary, difficult, hard are my trigger words. If I say scary, difficult, or hard, then I want to do it. I have to do it. Instead of allowing those words to own me, I turn them into a play bigger trigger. If I say it, if I write it, if I text it, if I think it, scary, difficult, hard, oh, now I have to do it. Getting on a call with Matthew McConaughey. Even starting off, before even going to the interview, even just the concept of Matthew's PR people connecting with my people and saying, hey, do you want to have Matthew on the show? The instant reaction is, wow, that's scary. I mean, the doubts that come into my mind are, I don't know what questions to ask. I don't know what his story is. I don't know how to bring value to entrepreneurs. I don't know anything about his world. Sure, I've interviewed some big people before, but never an actor of his size. And does he even care about entrepreneurship? But really, I'm just scared. And because scared is the reason, and because I have scary, difficult, hard as my play bigger triggers, then I have to go off and do it. Just because, even if it's a total failure of an interview, even if I ask terrible questions, or he leaves, or he doesn't show up, or whatever, the fact that I showed up is the thing that then builds my self-confidence. Same thing for you. You have these words that you say to yourself. Maybe it's can't, like Matthew McConaughey. Maybe it's scary, difficult, hard, like me. But you have these words that you're telling yourself why you can't do something. Why you don't have to show up today. Why tomorrow, right? Tomorrow could be another good one. I'll do it tomorrow. No, tomorrow becomes, if you say that, then tomorrow becomes right now. Just to prove to yourself. This is about shift in identity, because whatever those triggers are for you, whatever those words are, that's part of your identity. Scary, difficult, hard was my identity, that I am the person who doesn't do scary, difficult, or hard things. And every time I accept that as a reason for not doing something, I reinforce that identity. Whatever your trigger words are that you say to yourself, if it's can't, I can't do this, every time you come up against a difficult situation and you say, I can't do this, you further reinforce the identity of you being somebody who can't. These are micro reinforcements every day. We tend to think like all you have to do is make one big change. The big change comes from making tons of little changes, tons of little micro adjustments. So if can't is your word and you catch it, if you catch it 3 times today and then you go do something, instead of playing small, you make yourself proud and do the thing that you were afraid to do. If you did that 3 times today, you will slowly shift your identity away from can't, away from being the person you believe that you can't do it, and move towards the person who does the things that she or he can't do. It's a subtle shift, but one that's super duper important. So step 1 is to figure out what your trigger words are. And that's not super difficult of a process. Just think about an idea that you want to do. Think about one of your goals. And then what are the reasons you tell yourself that you're not going to do it today? Why will you let yourself off the hook today from taking action on it? What are the words that come to mind? And if you think about a couple of those ideas, what are the reasons behind it, right? Pick 3, 4, 5 different ideas. What are the reasons why you're not taking action? And this goes across all of your life, your business goals, your relationship goals, your health goals, your financial goals. What are the reasons why you're not going to take action today on something? And then identify what are the consistent trigger words that come up over and over and over and over again. And pick 1 to 3. Don't pick a list of 20 different words because you're not going to remember. 1 to 3. Matthew's is can't, mine is scared, difficult, hard. What are your 1 to 3? Write them down. Put them somewhere. Put them somewhere next to you. Put them as the background for your cell phone, right? Put it on a little sticky note next to your office or in your car. Write them down. And then anytime you catch yourself saying, thinking, feeling, any of those things, immediate action in the other direction. Immediate action in the other direction to make yourself proud. Do that. Do that today. Do that for the next week. Do that for the next month. Do that for the rest of your life. It will change your life.
Now I've got a really special bonus clip that I think you're gonna enjoy. But before that, it's time for the question of the day. I wanna know, what was your single biggest takeaway from this video and your plan of action for the next week? Put that down in the comments below. When you watch a video and just get inspired, the science says you'll have a 35% chance of following through. But if you get inspired and then create a plan of action for when, how, and where you are going to take action, your chances of following through jump to 91%, Believe Nation. It's not enough to just watch something. We got to create our plan. And when you commit publicly, that number jumps to 95% of you following through. Let's make that happen. Your biggest takeaway from this video and your plan of action for the next week, put it down in the comments below so I can celebrate with you.
Hey everyone, I have been reading a bit from my friend's book, Evan Carmichael, Built to Serve, and I wanted to share this with you. So, according to a study by Carnegie Mellon University, people with supportive spouses are more likely to give themselves the chance to succeed. They studied 163 married couples and found that people with supportive spouses were more likely to take on potentially rewarding challenges. Those who accepted challenges experienced more personal growth, happiness, and psychological well-being. Now, I can truly say that I've experienced that in my life. When I first met my wife, I was just starting out. I had never released a video. I hadn't created any content, and she was such an important part of feeling supported on that journey. So whether you're in a relationship, whether you're dating, whether you're married, or even if you're single, being supported by friends and a strong community is important. Built to Serve by Evan Carmichael. Great book on how you can find your purpose and also on reminding us that we can all make a difference in the world. Thanks, Evan.
I think most of us, the biggest problem, I think, especially today, is that we are so afraid of money. And so as much as we want money, we are so scared of it. So
why do you say that? I think that hit me as very counterintuitive. Why do you think people are scared of money?
It's because of a money trauma. I call it money wounds that we've had since our childhood. We used to have some, unless your parents are perfect, and unfortunately it's not the case in any culture. So we've been scolded about money. You know, we spent too much, we wasted the money, or we denied karate lesson or soccer lesson or ballet lesson or piano lessons because it's expensive. Some of my friends were taught, you are not worth it. That's a big blow. So we've been denied so many times around money. So that's why, as much as we want money, because we feel money can buy happiness, or money can buy at least freedom. But at the same time, money have been abused us for so many ways. So as much as we want to get close to it, but if we get too close to it, we get burns or hurt. So for a lot of people, money is a mystery person.
So how do they begin to change that relationship? I'm assuming some of this is going to be just narrative around how they talk to themselves about money. What do you advise people?
You have to start watching your language. My mother used to say that. And then around money especially, a lot of people say I was ripped off. So there are so many negative language around money. And my mentor Wahe said, you have to use positive words around money. Otherwise, money will not like you. And I thought it's very cute, And then in my book, I talk about what if money were a person, who would it be like? Is that person a gentle person or angry person? So just you have to pay attention to how you relate to money. If you just feel like money is just a thing, like you don't care, but if you don't care, you end up being in debt. So you have to be very careful and respectful for money.
If you want another amazing video highlighting excellence in the Indian community, check it out right there next to me. I think you'll enjoy it. Continue to believe, and I'll see you there.